I'm just appreciative that you don't hit me when you do that.
I'm really good at angling where it is, like making sure I put it in the right
Well,
place.
you're also like T-Rex arms. Hey, everybody. This is Real Estate Makes Us Drink. Brian Quinlan here from Daniel's Real Estate, my T-Rex friend here.
I don't understand. I mean, these are long arms. I don't know what happened. They're longer now that I'm skinnier, too.
That's true.
Because, as things get skinnier, things appear longer, and my arms now appear longer.
Tell the people who you are.
Brad Nickham with Nest Mortgage Group.
Excellent. Cheers, my friend.
Cheers, my friend.
What are you drinking?
Yayo.
Yayo. I know you're a big fan of that one. I've had Yayo. I like that.
I like Yayo. I mean, it's a great tequila. I have two really cool bottles showing up tomorrow.
Oh.
They did a Joven or a Hoven.
Yayo. Joven. Does it start with a J?
Yeah.
Joven.
A Joven is a blend between a Blanco and a Reposado, or a Blanco and an Añejo, or a Blanco and an extra Añejo.
All right.
So it's where they're blending the two together to bring down one or highlight the other. And they actually did two different ones. One, it's all for the Day of the Dead. So the box that it comes in is,
I bet it looks super cool.
they have two. One's the sun and one's the moon.
Okay.
And each box is different. One of the tequilas is aged in peach casks, and the other one in apple cider casks.
Okay.
Changes that. And the boxes are just amazing. And you open up, it has a scavenger hunt for if you're in the town of Arandes.
So is this a free shipment you're getting, or did you order?
This one is not. This one I bought these. This was it's a really limited production. So, but I do have around 9 free bottles currently within UPS on the way.
Oh my goodness, you're in heaven.
Yeah. Oh, it's really fun.
You're gonna have to change the name of your bar to Tequila Town.
It's got a tequila way up there.
So it does.
It's been really neat, and that community of people is really incredible. I did a quick little video highlighting the new Lalo High Proof.
Yes,
and I put that on there, and within an hour, Lalo Gonzalez, the owner of Lalo Tequila, the grandson of Don Julio, put on there, your passion is why we do this, and thanks for doing this. And it was just really complimentary.
Did you book him on the show yet?
Not yet, but I will.
Yeah,
I'll have that done. I have the owner of Lost Lore booked on the show, which that tequila's gets here tomorrow or Saturday.
Okay.
And then there's a couple others that we don't have it scheduled yet, but there's a couple others. So yeah, I'm pretty fired up. It's kind of fun.
That sounds great.
And we've had nothing but, I'm going to call it, turmoil for the last 7 months.
Yeah.
Right? You couldn't turn on the TV and watch any. I'm so glad the commercials are over.
Oh, yeah.
I
Absolutely.
feel like we all should get an award.
For those of you scoring at home, this is being recorded 2 days after the election. So that's the reference here is those ads are gone. They probably picked up on that.
And here's what I want to talk to Alex Smith about.
Yeah.
If they can target us on our television commercials because you Googled women's underwear for a gift for your wife, and now that's all that shows up in your feed for 7 days.
I don't complain about that.
Yeah, I agree, I guess. Or if somebody says the word icicle, and now all the pictures on your thing are frozen crap, right?
Yeah.
It's like, okay, if I vote early, can you make the commercials go away?
That would be delightful.
Wouldn't it? It's like, hey, I already voted. Like, I would vote on the first day I could.
I'm curious. It probably has to do with they want the commercials still to show because it may spur conversations or for you to talk to somebody else and say, hey, have you voted? Go do that. So
okay. So I have not met a Trump supporter that went, man, that one commercial changed my whole outlook.
Changed my whole life.
And then there's not a single Harris supporter that went, I kind of like Trump now.
Yeah.
Like, it didn't happen. So those commercials didn't need to be on TV.
Yeah. I'm with you on that.
Their lives are bigger on each side too. Like each time it's like, we're going to make the world free.
Every time. I am drinking a Harrison Street Wheat Hefeweizen. This is from Fort Wayne. Yeah. It's a German beer. It's fruity. I like it. This is one of my favorite styles of beer. And Hop River Brewing Company in Fort Wayne, Indiana.
Good old Fort Wayne.
Yeah, that's for my man Sean Daniels, who complained last time that I wasn't drinking a local beer.
That's pretty local.
That, Fort Wayne.
Does it have a good nose on it? You don't know. Because people do that.
They absolutely do.
And they'll tell you all the different...
I'm not that person. This tastes like Hefeweizen. It's light. It is fruity.
This has so many nice aromas.
I'm sure it does. Maybe I can read about it if I had glasses on and could actually see it. Well,
we did something a little different with our lighting for this one. So if you think it
looks more vibrant.
Yeah, but if
Fred, by the way,
yeah,
Fred, I don't think he has commented on one of our videos in weeks. Is he not watching anymore?
I don't know. I talked to him the other day.
Is he coming to casino night?
Oh yeah, he'll be here.
Well, we'll have to talk it up.
What we probably should do is a couple of shorts. Oh, not wear shorts, but video shorts.
If it's nice, I'll wear shorts.
I'll probably wear shorts.
It's your house.
But do a couple of shorts that we can use as reels, and utilizing Fred and any of the other people that we know watch the show. Maybe we can put together some social content.
Well, I do a little social media.
I know you do, and I didn't.
Now you're everywhere.
Like, you ruined me. You know how much time I spend?
Oh my gosh, it's silly the amount of time spent. And now I'm doing my YouTube channel where my videos are today I did a 20-minute video, but then edited it down to I think 13 minutes.
And it
takes a while.
What channel is that on? Because I haven't seen those.
Move Me to Indy is my YouTube channel.
I didn't know you had an edition.
Yeah, well, I'm trying not to promote it locally to like my people.
Because you're wanting people to move to Indiana.
Well, no, it's actually not even that, because it's real estate content that people outside of Indiana may come upon, which would be great, but also for locals, because I talk about things happening in Indiana and whatever. But, if you only have like your friends from Facebook that follow you, it doesn't necessarily help it grow organically. And I'm keeping it kind of low key for now, and I've gotten, people are watching it. I don't know how they're finding it, but it's happening.
And this goes out everywhere. So
it does.
Somebody may gather one of these shows and then go, I might want to move to Indiana.
There you go.
So what's the channel again?
Move Me to Indy.
So just YouTube at Move Me to Indy?
Yep. That's all I gotta do.
What's your other social media besides?
Well, yeah.
I watch just about everything
that
I think you put out.
My Facebook is just my name, Brian Quinlan.
It's down there.
Yep, awesome. It is. And then Instagram and TikTok are both the same username, which is the Realtor Indy.
Okay, yep.
Which I'll have up here on the screen. And then, of course, at Move Me to Indy is the YouTube channel. I am on LinkedIn, just my name. Though I don't do a ton on LinkedIn. It does exist.
I don't know. Do you do things on LinkedIn?
Yeah, for real.
I thought you have a LinkedIn.
Well, you don't follow Gary V.
I don't. I probably should.
And Gary V is big on social media and marketing in general. And he is very future vision focused.
Okay.
He does a really good job of kind of predicting what's going to be working in marketing coming up, and focuses a lot on social media. And though he will readily say he hates social media. So if social media stopped working tomorrow, he'd be just fine.
I actually seen a little reel of him saying that.
Yeah.
And I expect him to be much older and very pressed.
Yeah, he's not even 50.
And he's not pressed at all.
No, he is not.
He had like a hat on backwards and
billionaire.
Yeah, that's nice.
Anyway, his take on LinkedIn is that is the place for kind of organic growth right now. He compares LinkedIn to Facebook of 2005 to like 2010 when they were kind of first starting. Yes, a lot of people look at LinkedIn as a business page, but it's more than that and is morphing more into where Facebook started. And
how about that? I only get recruited on LinkedIn. Like, it's always 20 DMs of come do this job or buy this.
I find when I go to LinkedIn, former students who are on there. And so I'll reach out to them and, become friends or followers or whatever it is that you call it, LinkedIn people.
That'd be good, though. You could,
for sure.
Definitely drive business.
Yeah, absolutely. And a lot of those kids, they get into it because when they're in college, that's part of what they do is they set up their LinkedIn profile on purpose because they're doing, when Will did a co-op class at Cincinnati, they all had to create a LinkedIn profile because that's, how you get your resume out there. It's how you drive business and get hired and all of that. So I find a lot of 20-something students or 19-year-old students that are out there like, hey, I remember me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I don't get on LinkedIn hardly at all.
Yeah, and I don't do much.
So hammered with no, please put me up for this. No.
Absolutely.
So that I soak it on. I mean, I'm a Facebook guy. Begrudgingly did TikTok, but TikTok is like going nuts for me right now.
That's awesome.
A lot of views, and
obviously the content matters, but one of the things that's great about your TikTok, which is the Tasting Tequila TikTok, and I have my Reels reviews by Brian
that one on there
TikTok. I do no business on there at all. That is, my channel is 100% me reviewing TV shows, TV series, and movies that I've recently seen, just giving my opinion.
Now, those are good. And I had a couple where I went, I'm not watching that then.
And I've had thousands of views on almost every one of those videos.
It's amazing.
It is. And you're Tasting Tequila, you probably have some, maybe all, that have over 1,000 views, right?
They're on the, several hundreds to a couple over a couple thousand.
Yeah. And the reason that those are watched is we're tapping into something that people are interested in.
Right.
No offense to us who try and do business on TikTok. People don't really care all that much about my real estate stuff. They don't.
I don't feel like someone's like, oh, man, let me get on TikTok and see if I can find a mortgage professional.
Yeah, it's just not a thing. But you're there for business because occasionally someone's watching and they are in the market for a realtor or a mortgage guy. You're there and they remember your videos. But when I do my real reviews, which is a completely separate page, all just entertainment. And I think that's why people watch it, because people relate to the stuff that they watch.
Well, and I think Reels have become what television was.
For sure.
Our parents, my parents used to say that's going to rot your brain.
Yes.
Sit so close to it and turn the lights off. Right. So as soon as I moved out, I sat all the way close to the television, lights off. I ran scissors and looked in the microwave. But so I think today, instead of watching some, I don't want to say stupid because I love sitcoms.
Yep.
Some really nothing sitcom.
Yep.
Right. Just something that's making your brain go. Bleh. People now do it in 60 seconds.
Definitely.
And if you put a 3-minute video out, they watch like a minute and a half of it.
And that's why Netflix, when they release a show, they release the entire season because they want to binge watch just because of what people do on social media. They don't want to have to watch an episode and then have to wait another week for the next one to come out. There are certain services that still do that. Apple TV does that.
Netflix is doing it with some shows.
Right.
Yeah.
And Disney does that with their series. They'll do 1 week or one episode at a time. But Netflix, for the most part, is a binge watching kind of thing. And, that's just the way that the modern person, I guess, consumes television. Yeah. Kids will go and spend hours staring at YouTube.
Absolutely.
And they watch shows on YouTube,
right?
But they also sit there and watch shorts or just scroll.
You can put a show on and scroll shorts.
There you go.
So only a TikTok person is going to know this. So I'm going to ask you, because I know you're on TikTok. What is going on over at Nutter Butter?
My gosh. So that
please have a few flash on here while we're doing this.
That pops into my TikTok every now and then. Not Nutter Butter specifically, but someone will be sitting there staring at the screen going, have you seen what's going on at Nutter Butter?
Have you gone?
And so I did click on it once, and it's just like they're on drugs or something.
It's insanity.
Yes.
So the story is that some 20-something reached out to Nutter Butter and said, you guys don't have a presence on TikTok, and I would really like to work with you and create a presence on TikTok. I think this would be fun. And they were like, no, okay.
Do whatever you want.
Like every video has like 1 million views.
Yeah.
And they're crazy. I want to apologize for leaving this in the screen though.
It's
gone now.
It's all good. It's all good in the hood.
I'm scared of mice.
I don't even want to touch them.
I don't want to touch it. So should we talk about like real estate stuff?
I think that's probably a good idea.
Okay.
Do you want to, we'll go one of two routes here. Do you want to go election or do you want to go Powell?
There's
one probably quicker than the other.
Hand in hand.
That's true.
With what Powell said today.
Okay.
The Fed did lower the Fed fund rate another quarter. The bond market really was getting better today, and regardless of what he was going to say, we knew he was going to give us a quarter. They talked about their mandate. The two mandates: keep unemployment low or employment high, and keep inflation low, right? And what we've seen after the last Fed cut, we did see unemployment come down a little bit from 4.3 to 4.1. We've seen it stay steady at 4.1, although we did have union strikes and hurricanes that did affect unemployment. So they kind of peel that out of there. We've also seen hours worked continue to come down, and also the pay around hours. I just lost my brain what that was.
That's okay.
That's done too. So what they're seeing is, okay, well, employment is, it got a little better. It's not continuing to get worse, but we did see inflation tick up 2 reports in a row. So that quarter is trying to balance that mandate. And a lot of questions about what's going to happen in the future. What are you doing in the future? And the Fed, I don't know why the reporters ask those questions. The Fed doesn't tell you what they're going to do in the future because they're data driven. So they make decisions based on
bunch of math nerds.
They are, and they get together and they vote. And so we're probably going to get another quarter in December because we're going to see inflation probably stay about the same.
Okay,
there's not a lot of big movers there. And unemployment, we're going to have seasonal hires as we go into the holiday season, but it's not going to be a big change there. So I really think that'll probably push another quarter drop.
Now, when the last time Powell talked, which was 2 months ago at this
September,
point, he dropped it, or they dropped it 0.5%.
Correct.
And not long after that, interest rates went back up.
They've gone up ever since.
Okay. And there was a lot of excitement 2 months ago, especially in our realtor world. Oh, interest rates are now below 7. And then not long after that, they were back up over 7.
That goes to what I tell you all the time.
Yep.
Fed fund rate doesn't control 30-year fixed mortgage.
Correct, regardless of what people say. In leading up to Powell talking today, one of the things that does have an effect is what you talk about as T-bills, right?
The Treasury Index.
Treasury Index. It was up.
Way up.
Which causes the interest rates to stay high. Am I correct?
Yeah, no. It moves every day.
Yes.
Just like the stock market moves up in a jagged move, or it moves down in a jagged move, right? You look at the trough. And the Treasury Index is the same thing, moves up and down. The Treasury Index is the easiest thing for people to watch because most people don't know how to go look up the MBS 5.5 or the MBS 5 and follow a mortgage-backed security. But in those cases, those yields are coming down because that means that note is paying less money or costing more. So as the mortgage-backed security declines or the 10-year Treasury is inclining, at the opposite effect. Okay, so all of those things are affected by what's happening in the news. What is going to happen with unemployment? What is going to happen with inflation? When unemployment comes out better and inflation comes out a little higher, 10-year Treasury goes, well, that's not what we're looking for. That's not the economy slowing down. That's the economy speeding up. So, and honestly, I don't want to see it super political. I don't want to get super political because that's not what this is about. And I do value everybody's opinion. I think that's one thing that's great about our country is you can sit on your side of the fence and want to murder the president, and I can sit on this side of the fence and want to murder your president, and we can say we don't like them. We can't actually murder them.
No, you cannot. Nor can you threaten them.
Right, we can't say it to them.
Correct.
But, we have that freedom to be able to say, I don't like their politics, or I don't like what they stand for. Unfortunately, I think this time a lot of people didn't care what somebody stood for. They didn't like him. They didn't like Trump, but obviously a lot of people did. So when you look at 2016, go back to November of 2016, we were coming out of a pretty crappy economy. 13, 14, 15, we had rising unemployment throughout that time frame. We had very stagnant inflation. We had a Fed fund rate sitting in the 5s. Donald Trump got elected, and the next day the stock market did the biggest jump in X amount of years. And Trump got elected this time, and the stock market made the biggest jump in 20 plus years.
The
bond market took a bath, just like it did in 2016. And I told everybody, don't lock your loan today because tomorrow it's going to get better. Because you have this excitement within the stock market, within the business community that goes, we're gonna take some shackles off and we're gonna turn on the economy a little bit, and we're gonna probably lower red tape and regulation. And when you lower red tape and regulation, things get easier.
Yeah,
businesses make more money. Also on the business side, they're like, hey, if he puts these tariffs on other countries, everybody stood back and said those are horrible things to do, right? It's going to kill the economy. Although the Biden administration didn't remove any of the tariffs that Trump put in last time. They left them there because it actually brings on revenue to America. But if he does that, that's going to force companies to move here and build here. And they're excited that if they can come here and there's less regulation or red tape for them to put together what they want, it can be more profitable. So the stock market reacts to that. Now, where are interest rates going to go because of Trump? The only thing I can say is it's not going to be because of Trump. Okay. It is going to be because of the House, the Senate, and the president and what they bring to the table that's going to cause economic growth. We all know homes are unaffordable.
Affordability is rough.
Not a single homeowner in America goes, man, I hope our home prices deflate so houses are more affordable.
Definitely not.
Right? So how do you make people be able to purchase homes?
Well, lowering interest rates help.
Lowering interest rates help.
Give them some sort of assistance to make it easier for them to potentially purchase a home.
Unfortunately, the assistance they need usually doesn't come in down payment. That's not the worst thing that makes them not afford it. It's just the unaffordability of the payment.
Yeah.
So looking back to 2016 all the way up to really the start of 2020, because that's the world stopped in March. So you can't count anything after March. But if you look at what happened, we had some of the largest wage growth that we had seen since 2006.
Nice.
So if you want to make homes more affordable, stimulate wage growth. Let people make more money. That's going to do it more than anything. Another side of that is going to be reducing how we're taxed. Reducing the amount of money that you're allowed to bring home on your paycheck is going to help people have a more affordable chance of buying a home. Now, in some of the things that I don't know that they'll get passed, but if they remove taxing tips, if they remove taxing overtime, those are big advantages that could help.
Yeah.
That's not helping the executive buy a home. That's not helping the doctor buy a home or the billionaire buy a home. For some reason, all of us non-billionaires seem to be really concerned about billionaires. And I can tell you that there isn't any billionaires that are concerned about what's going to happen to them tax-wise.
Probably not.
So when you think of what some of those things can do, that's how we're going to help the housing.
All right.
Those are great ways that we stimulate the ability for people to buy homes. And then, Trump said, keep in mind, he appointed Jerome Powell.
Yeah.
So Jerome Powell is a Trump appointee, and he is in there till May of 2026. And he can't go anywhere. He can quit or he can retire. That's it. And he said today in 2 words, no, I'm not going to quit, and no, he can't fire me. And Trump also said just yesterday that I'm not going to meddle in the Fed or tell them what they need to do, but I am going to monitor and give opinions.
Okay.
And, in our current administration, I never hear of any communication or that they want the Fed to do this. Now, I may miss it because I don't watch a lot of mainstream news. I don't watch a lot of news, period. I watch Strahan in the morning. Then Fox Business with the sound off because I'm really just looking at the pictures and what's streaming on the screen. So, I think if you go back to 16 and you look at where we were in 16 and look at, 17, 18, and 19 and what we've seen in changes in interest rate and wage growth and homes that became for sale. I mean, that was the spur of this. We know interest rates are going to come down. I mean, that's inevitable. They're starting to. That's going to remove the locked-in effect. That's going to make more homes come on the market. We're building more homes than we've built in 15 years. Home construction's over the moon, but everything's expensive. And you talk about inflation coming down. This is a thing that I hear all the time, and both conservative and liberal media, they're like, yeah, but when are eggs going to be cheaper? They're not.
It's funny. Like people always refer to the cost of eggs, the cost of milk. Why are those the 2 go-tos?
I don't know, but they don't go backwards. Like I remember when a Coca-Cola out of the Coke machine was 25 cents.
Yep.
I am that old.
Yeah. And
a Skoal was 25 cents.
I would not know that one.
Yeah, I did. Gas that same year was 88 cents.
There you go. I do remember that.
But that fuel prices we could see come down. Fuel prices, there's a couple of things that can cause fuel prices to come down. We've seen it the last time is it's putting enough oil into the market that the barrel deflates in price. So the more oil is created, it's basic 8th grade economics, right? Supply and demand.
Oh, it would seem.
Then there's also taxes can be removed from gas. In Indiana, I think our gas price, if it was free, it'd be, I think, 39 cents a gallon because that's the tax that we have on it. Now, when gas got really high, remember they suspended the gas tax. And then our roads went to hell.
They always go to hell.
They
It's
do.
called winter.
I think they just decided, no, we didn't get any tax. We ain't fixing them.
We ain't doing nothing.
And then this summer, they fixed all of them at the same time.
So it seems they're still working on them.
And just to prove you can't make people happy, we're pissed when they sucked, and we're pissed that they're fixing them.
That's all right. That is quite funny. The roads are too rough. Oh, damn. The lanes are closed. Now I can't get here. Ridiculous.
So I see a good outlook for the economy. I see a good outlook for our industry. And then keep in mind, if interest rates fall, I think it was 5.5, it puts like 6 million people in the market to be able to sell their home or refinance their home, and 4.5, something like 9.3 million people. So I think things could get way better. Now, you talked about assistance for housing.
Yeah.
That doesn't normally come from the federal level. Those are all a lot of state programs like Indiana Housing.
Yeah.
Florida has a program. Michigan has a program. I don't know about other states because I'm not licensed in those, so I don't hear them. Tennessee does have a housing like Indiana Housing, and those are generated from the states, and most of them are income based.
Yes,
which they should be.
Sure,
we shouldn't be giving somebody a down payment assistance to buy a house just because they've overspent and didn't save, and you weren't here in the old days when you fogged a mirror and got a mortgage for no money down with a 580 credit score.
Yeah,
none of us want that to happen again.
No.
Because it gave us 2008. It being a little harder to qualify is not a bad thing. And people actually happen to have skin in the game. We've talked about
for sure.
Before. I put $2,000 down on my car. They can take the house. Number one foreclosed home in America still today are VA homes because they're 100% financing.
That's unfortunate.
But those, I'm 100% for VA, 100% financing.
Oh, absolutely.
The veterans that what they've done for our country and the sacrifice. And I have one today. I got a guy pre-approved today, 100% disabled from the vet, but he also works.
Okay.
And he found a fourplex.
Okay.
He wants to buy a fourplex to live in as his first home.
Great idea.
I think he's 30.
Oh my gosh.
So he's going to put himself in this fantastic position. So, there's a lot of great programs. I may dog some things but there's a lot of great programs. So
awesome. It's time for shots, my man. You've hardly touched your tequila.
Well, it's because you made me talk about it.
I'm not sure I made you talk. You just ran with it.
All right, so we're going to give a pie tequila a try.
Yeah, we're going to go easy.
This is what's called their...
Tell me when to stop here, bro.
Yeah, I'm good. I can drink as much of it as you pour. This is a Blanco that they made.
Blanco that is pink in color.
It is pink because they've added coloring to it. And this is their rainbow tequila. So
in case you can't tell that, the logo for pie, which is spelled P-I, as it should be here, it is a rainbow.
Yeah, so they're just putting together something that's all-inclusive, which is fantastic.
Awesome for them.
Yeah, and honestly, their regular Blanco doesn't taste as good as this one. So whatever they put in there.
Whatever pink additive they added. Pie, as in 3.14159, 326... 535. How am I doing?
89793.
Not bad.
Really good.
I know.
Can you go all the way around?
No. I used to have a challenge to my students for some bonus in math class, how many digits of pi they could memorize. And I had kids go over 100, some of them.
Yeah, so my daughter, she probably could go. She would she knew all of the elements tables.
Oh man.
Kind of like Sheldon, on The Big Bang Theory. And I'm like, I don't know what that means. What do you nose on that? Do you smell anything?
It's burning my nose a little bit. Is there a fair amount of pepper in this one?
I don't get pepper.
Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what I get.
It's one of those days where my sinuses are fantastic, so I'm not getting much of anything at all, honestly.
All right. Well,
it's not a reflection of the tequila. It's more a reflection of my...
What's your glass say on there?
Mine says Fortune's Fool. What's yours?
Mine too.
Yeah.
Shout out to Dr. Julie and the people at Fortune's Fool Whiskey.
Pick it up.
Donating the glasses. There you go. Here we go. Little, sorry, Pie. It's a little more bitter than other tequilas I've had.
It's a little bitter. It's a little extra sweet for me.
Yeah, that is a difference. Yeah.
A little saccharine.
Okay.
That what saccharin? Is that what the
It's a form of sugar.
Diet Coke-ish? Like that's the only thing I know how to use when I have that little artificial like sugary flavors. I relate it to having my first Diet Coke.
Yeah. As far as tequilas go, it's not a really high quality one.
It's a good starter tequila.
There you go.
It is easy to drink.
Gateway tequila.
It's easy to drink. So throw that in a margarita.
There you go.
You've got
Already pink.
I mean, you'd have a great presentation of bottle.
Oh, very cool bottle.
At a bar.
I'm down with that.
It is easy to drink. It's a little bit smoother, but it does have a bitter.
That it does.
The bitter usually comes from if they leave too much of the pinca on the piña, that's the leaf. So a little bit too much green on there. And then when they put it through the roller mill, if the roller fibers too much, that'll actually cause it to be bitter. And then if they ferment with fibers from a roller mill, that fermentation will make it bitter as well. I shouldn't even know that crap.
But you do. It's all right, man.
It's crazy.
It's all good stuff.
I'm gonna
useless knowledge.
I'm gonna have some of this.
Yeah, so wash it down.
Taste it after you've tasted that.
Well, no, I've already tasted that.
This is such a difference.
Huge difference. Like as soon as this one hits my tongue, like it smacks the back of my throat. Like, hey,
I'm here.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just overpowering and not in a good way. That one is significantly more smooth. But yeah,
so good, so good. Thank you, Sergio Cruz.
Hola, Sergio.
Sergio Vavenka.
He's probably not watching this show.
And John for bringing Yayo to the market.
Excelente.
Yeah. Hey, that's some good Spanish.
Oh, gracias.
So my wife and I just found a Spanish immersion class.
My goodness.
So we're going to start that in, I think, the end of December.
So you may actually pronounce some of these things correctly.
Well, here's what happened.
Es posible.
I think you said I was going to explain something.
No, okay. I said it's possible.
So we're booking our hotel to go to Mexico. Cheers. And we're going to this little town called Arandes. And so I called my buddy Doug Price, or messaged my buddy Doug Price, who owns Agave Social Club, who's in Mexico all the time. And I'm like, hey, we loved Casa Salas that we stayed at in Tequila. Where's a good hotel, like a boutique hotel in Arandes? And he goes, well, there's not really a hotel infrastructure there. Okay. So he's like, I now stay with friends. So he's like, I've stayed here. It's doable. And I've stayed at this one. And you can do that. And then he's like, and I've heard these two are great. So we took the one that he said was doable because it's really close to Sergio Vavenka distillery. So that's one of the places we're going. So we called to book it. Just couldn't book it online. They have a website. Okay. So Tony called. And nobody there speaks English, period.
Of course not.
And Google Translate couldn't even get it to work. So fortunately, we have a friend from Arandes, Johnny. He's a bartender at Bimberg. Yep. And we went down to Bimberg on Friday because we knew Johnny would be there. And we got through the Taylor Swift traffic.
Yeah.
I still have some glitter on me. And I have a friendship bracelet.
Glitter and sand. Two things you just never get rid of.
Sequins.
All right.
Rid of sequins.
Also a challenge.
So we got
just large glitter, really.
It's just big glitter. So we said, hey, Johnny, when you get a minute at the bar, we need you to book our hotel room in Arandes. It's like, no worries, I could do it.
Por favor.
So there was a little time that he could. He came and sat in the corner, and he's over there saying,
oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, he did a great job. So we're booked for Arandes, and we're excited about it.
Well, that's fantastic.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's be a great trip.
I'm looking forward to it. But first, you got a marathon next month.
Next month, yeah, we're getting.
Oh my goodness! When do you leave for that? So it's in December, though, right? Okay.
December 8th, I believe, is the actual Honolulu Marathon.
Okay.
So
before then,
we'll get our run in, and it'll be fantastic.
I'd certainly look forward to that.
You should come with us and run.
I should not.
You should. It'll be fun. You can run 26 miles in Hawaii.
I'm not sure I can walk 26 miles.
Yeah, I'm concerned that I can't either. That's the problem.
It's going to be great.
It's going to be great. Yeah.
All right, well, let's wrap it up, my man. Thanks for sharing the info today. Thank you for watching. Hit that subscribe button, leave us a comment, and please share the episode. That's how this thing grows. We'll see you next time on Real Estate Makes Us Drink.
Cheers.